Okay, so Shake is playing the Ottomans again, and Feferon232 is playing as the Ethiopians. So pretty much we got an African Civ, and then we have the Ottomans here. This should be a pretty interesting matchup, to say the least. As you can see, Shake knows his way around the Ottomans pretty well. He can do a pretty solid fast fortress with them. Good luck, by the way. Yep, it's always a good thing to tell your opponent in a professional tournament. Just shows respect for their skills and everything. Yep, so Ottomans already building their mosque, putting down their trading post, which thankfully on Great Plains is not that far away. You need a few villas on the wood early on to be able to afford that 100 wood house, and the rest is history with them. Ethiopians, though, are going to be a little bit different. So, as you know with the African Civs in Definitive Edition, they have some special quirks. They don't get a normal market, they get this thing called a livestock market. And how it works is, you put livestock at the market, so it doubles as a livestock pen and a market. And you can either use this thing to fatten the animals up so you can eventually eat them, or you can actually sell the cattle for either wood or gold. And the fatter the animals get, the more valuable they'll be and the more wood or gold you get from them. So it looks like he's already sold one of his cattle there to be able to afford enough wood for a house. So that's why you saw that there. Because one thing I learned the first day that I played the African Civs in Definitive Edition that made me lose instantly is I didn't even realize that they didn't even get enough wood crates at the start to build a house. You were actually expected to decide when you're going to sell one of those cattle for wood to build that house. And yeah, pretty much. Now this structure here is called a granary, and it's actually a free building to get. What it does is, it lures animals in around it. You can see all the bison just neatly packed around the corners here. It improves your gather rate of the villagers that are hunting over there and gathering berries over there. So the villagers will just gather food faster, really good. And also, it researches your farming upgrades and your hunting upgrades. So it also benefits your work rates for your fields as well. So it's kind of like a booster building pretty much. The only thing that it costs you to build one is the villager seconds you lose having the villager try to construct the thing. So yeah, pretty much. Another thing for Ethiopia particularly is to get this structure called the Mountain Monastery. It's a church that you stick on the mine, and you get these priests called the Buns that can actually gather from it. Now, there's different modes that you can set a monastery to. You can either set it to, I think, all gold. You can set it to golden influence and then mostly influence. And influence is sort of like your special resource for the African Civs that you can use to recruit native warriors, hire mercenaries, and research special alliance technologies with it. So it's quite good. Double Jan, I presume. Is it Double Jan? Let's see. Let's check out the almond deck and see if he's right. So, from the looks of it, it could be anything, you know. Who knows? So you are doing it. How do you know he's going double barracks, Chancellor? Could be going for a fast fortress. He could be going Jan Abbas. He could be going Delhi Abbas. You don't know. Well, he is getting 2 houses, by the way. Good scouting. Oh, so he is going for double barracks janissary. Huh, interesting. So that's actually a common build order we see a lot with the Ottomans if you're not going for a fast fortress, is getting 2 barracks and then going janissary spam. It's a really good setup for the Ottomans because, as we've seen in the last game, janissaries are very high in their hit points, so they're very durable. They're quite durable, so they can actually withstand a lot of range shots, so if you can spam them very easily, janissaries will win you just about all the matchups against muskets, typically. Except maybe Ashigarus with the Japanese, because they run faster and they can sometimes dodge unfavorable matchups and everything. But yeah, we're not getting into that right now. Right away, you see going for steel traps early on. Janissaries, for all the HP that they get, they're a little bit pricier than the standard musket. Standard musket, 75 food. A Janissary costs, I believe in Definitive Edition, it's 90 food. In the old game, it used to be 100 food. Let me look at that cost. Yeah, 90 food. So it's a little bit cheaper than it was back in the old days. But still, you're going to need extra food than you normally would for a double musketeer spam, like the one Phoenix did with the Brits. So yeah, you need to make sure you get all your hunting techs done early so you can afford all that. So right out of the gate, we got 10 Jans. This is a huge amount of pressure to put on your opponent. Let's see what Ethiopia has to deal with that. So they're going with double Giscanya. Giscanyas, they're sort of Ethiopia's answer to the musketeer. The only thing is, they're not a musketeer at all. They throw spears at you. But they function the same way. They got a strong range attack, and then they got an anti-cav attack in melee, since, well, if they can throw spears at you, they may as well be able to pull one of them and thrust them into the cavalry as well, like a Hopate, and that's exactly what they do. For right now, it looks like Janissaries are winning with their superior HP, and the Giscanyas are forced to retreat, it looks like. Yep, they're going back to that position right now. Another thing to notice as well is the Giscanya does have a little bit more attack to them than the Janissary, so that's the one thing that they win on. Another thing about the Giscanya that sets them apart from most musketeers, they actually cost wood instead of gold. So if you run out of coin in your base as the Ethiopians, you can continue to spam Giscanyas no problem. So for maps that are very low gold, Giscanya is a very reliable trash unit that you can continue to mass up and really utilize. So yep, we're sort of just seeing a back and forth between Giscanya and Janissary. Ethiopia's just getting their 6 Giscanya shipping in right now. Did Ottoman send in a Janissary shipping yet? Nope, they have not. They're actually shipping in their 700 gold right now. Probably so they can afford more Janissaries than their opponent. Because right now it looks like we're just in a straight up musket war. Giscanyas versus Janissaries, and that's about... Oh, he's targeting the Abun Priest. Wow. That's not good. See, you need the Abun Priest to continue to work at these monasteries and to gather for you. So if you can snipe one of them, it's just as good as sniping a villager, maybe. So that's pretty nice there, actually. Yeah. Okay, and now we see Janissaries climbing up the side here, looking to get some more... Ooh, I thought I was going to get that priest, but I guess not. Giscanyas pursuing behind here against the Janissaries, quite good. Let's see what they pull off, yeah. Okay, taking the target onto the Janissaries there, they take out the Explorer. Shipping in some Rumeliates or Delis there, some hand cav. But what will the Ethiopia do? So the Ethiopia is still double queuing Giscanya, shipping in their gold. Do they have any tricks up their sleeve or what? So they could ship in Shotel Warriors, which is sort of the Ethiopian early hand cav that they get. It's obviously more akin to a Coyote Runner because he's on foot, but same idea. So here comes the Hussars, or the Delis as the Ottomans call them, with their faster rate of attack. And we're going to see potentially how they do here. Now, interestingly, it looks like the Ethiopia did decide to train some herdables as well to stick onto their livestock market, because they realize they might have to sell them off at some point for some more wood and gold to keep up with this mass. So we'll see if that ends up being needed here or not. Looks like the hand cav are doing a great job at meat shielding. That's one thing you gotta watch out for if somebody pulls up hand cav in a musketeer fight. They'll try to take those hand cav and stick them in front of their muskets so that they'll soak up all the bullets and then give the muskets a battlefield advantage. As well as raiding too. They were able to raid on this position as well and just swoop around there while Ethiopia was so focused on the muskets at play. That's the best way in RTS to really mess up an opponent. Set it up so they have to take care of multiple tasks with their mouse at the same time. So they get frazzled and they forget something or miss something that they had to do. And that was just a really good setup there. Very good. Janissaries are now sieging away at that mountain monastery there. Pretty good. Very nice. And now, what are they going to do at this point? They are just snuffing out any potential vills. If they, up the handcap, snuffed them out. These guys are toast. And I think he is too. I mean, look at the score difference. He's like 4,000 down. That's pretty big. GG Joe over. Oh, tell me about it, man. Nice try, though. Nice try, though. But that is a warning to you. Don't try to double musket against double Jan. It's going to be an uphill battle. Because those Jans are already set to beat you one-on-one because of that HP. So if there's as many Jans on the field as muskets, you've already lost that battle. And that good meat shielding at the start there with the delis once they arrived, that was another good move on Shake's part, I think. So yeah, I think Shake definitely was shaking his bacon to win that one, to say the least. So that was quite good. Good set we have so far, you know. Can't complain at all about this stuff.